Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I did a wandering straight pour recently and it didn't work. In my opinion, it didn't work. It didn't end up with the beautiful fingerlings, the beautiful results that I wanted. It was quite pretty. It was very cloud-like. It was quite mysterious. Anyway, I've got a new colour scheme. I'm going to go again. So I'm going to do another wandering straight pour. I'm going to do some lines and then it's going to fold back on itself, lots of lines, and tilt it out to see what effects I can get. So let me show you the colours I'm going to use. So here are my colours. I get so inspired by the colours. Just look at them. What a lovely combination. You've got the lovely sort of classy bronzy colour and Venetian rose, but then you've got the real splash of dark purple, bright turquoise. Really excited to get going on this pour. So I have got Montmartre turquoise. I've got Prussian blue hue by De La Rowney purple, Amsterdam bronze, Venetian rose, and white, titanium white. So all the paints are mixed with PVA glue and water pouring medium, which I make myself. And I'll put the recipe in the description. The consistency of these is slightly thinner to normal. I want to get it thinner because I want to see if I can get a flatter surface on the canvas when it's dry. If you make the paints too thick, you get all these ridges on the canvas. And I want to try and get a smoother, oh, that was a lump in there, wasn't there? I want to try and get a smoother finish. So these are a little bit runnier than normal. I'm going to layer up 3 plastic cups. I'd like to put them in this order, just because I think the bronze next to the rose looks amazing together, and also the bronze next to the purple looks great. They are very contrasting, so if they muddy, it could create a problem, but I just think they look great together. Turquoise and blue, can't go wrong, and then it will link around, so turquoise and white again. So I may or may not use all the paint, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to try and do, I think, 2 layers of each colour. So I'm going to run the colours down the side. These are a bit thinner than my normal consistency, so this will be interesting to see what happens, because they might want to mix a little bit more, the colours. So that's why I'm running it down the side of the cup instead of just drizzling it on top of each other. I am quite excited about these colours. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to do a straight pour, and I'm going to straight pour across like this and down. So I think I'm just going to start near the top and see what happens. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep my hand as low to the canvas as I possibly can. Do you know, I'm wondering if I should put this on a turntable, then it would be easier. I think I'm going to, not because I want it to go round, spin round, but then I can just move the table, I can move the canvas more easily. Right, I've decided, so it's on a cake turntable. Luckily, the frame hits the edge, so I don't need to worry about supporting the canvas. So I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to do horizontal lines. So along the longer width of the canvas, not the shorter width. Just checking that you can see that this is all in shot. And then when I spin it round, yeah, you should be able to see all of that. Because when I pour this out, if I pour this way, and then I keep pouring, but pour this way, I'll get a totally different effect, because this way I'm pulling away and this way I'm pushing into it. So I think if I do this way, pulling away, and then I'll twist it round and then come back. Right, let's try, let's see what happens. I'm going to do it quite slowly. Although, do you know what? Do I actually want to do it differently? Maybe I want to do it differently to see what happens. Just trying to get that to stretch to the edge. Right, now I think, quite happy with that, but I think I'm going to start the other way. Right, I'm just going to stop there a minute. I've got some paint left in this cup and I've also got my third cup. But do I need it? Or do I need to come through that line of turquoise? I think I do, because I think that line of turquoise is too big. So this is just going to break it up a bit. I think I'm going to use my last cup, but I think I'm going to pour it around the edge to start with, almost like a flow extender, and then maybe come in with some of the detail over the plainer bits. Right, so far so good. I've got a lot of canvas covered here. I will just scrape out the bottom of these cups just put some of the extra paint just on the corners just to help it to flow over the corners and the edges. And then I will start tilting. In fact, let me move my cake stand, otherwise it will get absolutely covered in paint. If I can, how am I going to do that? Right, so if I just, first of all, get everything covered. I am loving it. Right, one bit I'm not happy with here. I wonder if I just burnt it because, let me see if I can show you. I can't tell if you can see this or not, but this bit here, can you see it's all broken up? It's like the paint has split, and although actually it looks quite pretty, I don't like it. So let's just get rid of that bit, because I've got so much paint on here. I can be quite choosy about what I do now. Wow, these results are amazing. The effects. You've got these ginormous cells coming up through the bronze. That is so interesting. Now, do I stretch more? I guess I'm not quite as keen on this bit here. It looks a little bit murky and a little bit muddy, and I think it's just because it's got a hint of the bronze in it. And that's a bit boring, that corner, so let's get rid of some of that. And I think I might be done. I love it, absolutely love it. That is a cool painting. It looks like vertebrae. Really happy. Right, let me get you in for a close-up. I'm so happy with it. It's so interesting. I mean, you've got these very random cells here through the bronze. You've just got these little there's a hint of white there. The most fascinating bit, I think, are these little circles. So I think they're kind of stretched out fingerlings. You've definitely got some there. The colours are working really well. I think the Venetian rose is a little bit lost. The turquoise, the brand of turquoise I've used is a thinner brand. So I did add more of it to make it to try and thicken it up. But I think because it's thinner, it's taken over a bit more. So the other colours I think have sunk into it a little bit more. That's really pretty. Look at that. Can you see that blue underneath the bronze? Really sparkly bronze, and then that really lovely deep blue underneath. And in fact, the purple is a little bit lost as well. I don't care, I love it. I really like this very subtle sort of waviness to it. So it's not straight. I wouldn't ever intend to leave it with straight lines. How interesting. Really excited by this technique and this way of pouring. Right, I'll be back when it's dry. So it's now dry. I'm loving the results. It's just it's quite striking, but it's also so natural somehow. Just the way that it just has this really subtle curve. It definitely looks like a spine or a couple of spines, vertebrae. Maybe this bit here, maybe it almost looks a bit fossily. You know, if you cut it cut a cross section through a rock, maybe the whole thing looks like a cross section of rock actually. Let me show you up close. The details are really interesting. So they've blended quite a lot. The colours definitely blended. And I think that's because the consistency of paints was just slightly thinner than I was used to. So you don't have these very firm cells or lines. They've all gone a little bit wavy, where the colours have just started to blend. And you can just see all the colours blending in here. I love the effect though of the lines, really happy with that. And probably my favourite section is this bit here, this bronze with these massive cells in. Now interestingly, there's pink just here, but not really anywhere else. So the pink, let me focus, has really got quite lost. I guess as well as the Venetian rose, it's there, there's little hints of it, but not much. So it's very, very turquoise heavy. That doesn't matter because I love the turquoise in it, and especially with the bronze. But it's interesting that the other colours have just got a bit lost and a bit hidden. So that often happens because of the transparency of different coloured paints. If it's a transparent paint, it doesn't show as much, or the thickness of the paint, the consistency. So if it's thinner, I think it's going to get a bit more lost and diluted with the other colours. Great, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or any thoughts, please do send me a message. Just leave a comment below this video. Hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Great, thanks for watching. Bye.